Hello everyone and welcome to the AWP Masterclass video. This is the second one in this series. This video is seriously an advanced video, okay? So if you haven't mastered the first video, I don't want to say I wouldn't bother with this one, but I would certainly make sure that you've mastered everything I've learned in the first one because it just takes too long to go over all that, plus the quick scope, okay? So what we are going to learn here is the serious quick scope. In the first video, I taught you how to do, I would say, a slower version of the quick scope. It's not necessarily a slow snipe, but it's not necessarily like the super quick scope. It is the method of doing it, kind of, but it's kind of like a hybrid between a serious aiming shot and the quick scope, which is what we're going to learn in this video. First off, I'm going to show you what it is. We're going to go over drills on how to do it, and this is a tough skill because this is a skill, okay? It's not like I can just tell you a trick and that trick, you do that trick and you're gonna, be like a pro at doing this. We are going to cover drills on how to get there and train so that you can master this skill. So we'll do it on the Valve Index first, then I'm going to get on the Quest 2 and I'm going to see if there's any differences and we'll report those at the end of the video as well, okay? But first off, what is the quick scope? So in my first video, I told you to guess where the target's going to be, aim, adjust, and fire, okay? And if you do it really quick, it's pretty much like a quick scope, right? Like, that was a quick scope. I guessed and I moved it very quick without even like my mind registering that it's on the target, and I fire. And that is technically a quick scope, okay? It's just a slower quick scope, all right? That was still hella fast, right? But the serious quick scope is this, okay? Like I didn't even see, or like my brain, or I didn't even see the sight dot on the target there. I just fired, right? That is a quick scope, okay? Quick scope. Quick scope. Quick scope, all right? And so we are going to learn this today. Now, there's a few ways. Okay, so, all right. I'll cut this part. So I said there's 4 things. Okay, so the first thing, we covered what it is. Number 2, the drills to do it. Okay. Drills to do it. Drills to do it. Let's make sure we don't get any. Oh my god, I got the bug where I can't fucking mute anyone. Okay. Alright, so number 2, the drills on how to actually learn this. First off, you already have to know how to do the guess, adjust, fire thing, right? We already covered that, but we're going to start with a couple of drills, okay? First drill, and this one is really, it feels elementary, but I shit you not, this is the most important drill in this video. It feels really stupid when you're doing it, but it's so helpful. I did this in my stream, and me doing 2 minutes of this transfers to huge visual difference in how well I perform, okay? My friend SYNE Sign taught me this. He was one of the best oppers back in the day, a long time ago. He was in the higher levels of comp division, but he was one of the best quick scopers at the time, before everyone else started picking up and doing, okay? This is the drill. You are going to literally guess, aim, and adjust, and don't fire, okay? So you're gonna literally just try to find the target, bring your arm back down, find the target again, guess, find that target, put it back down, guess again, put the target and down, and you're gonna keep doing this. And I would recommend, if you're new at this, you're really serious about learning this skill, you'll do this for 5 minutes, and I shit you not, 5 minutes sounds crazy, and it sounds really slow and boring. But you'll note that when I'm doing this here, my sight dot is getting closer to the center of the target. I'm really having to make minimal adjustments. You see that? Very minimal. And on the Valve Index, that's just a breath. So it's really hard on the Valve Index, but because every little shake I do transfers here, whereas the Quest 2 is actually pretty nice and solid. So I would seriously recommend doing this first for 5 minutes every day. If you are serious about being a professional with the AWP, learning how to quick scope, then you really, I would sit here and do this 5 minutes every day. I'm not going to do this for 5 minutes now, but it makes such a big difference on my aim. then when you feel like you're getting bored, like look, when you feel like you're getting bored, then you add in your shots, and look at that, like 2 in the bullseye right there. Like it doesn't get any cleaner than that, okay? The drill, aim, adjust, don't fire. And notice I keep putting my arms down here, and I'm doing it. It's kind of like I'm doing it in the Wild Wild West, which is our clan. And I'm trying to just go, okay, like under, like, if I have my arms down on my side, I'm just walking, flying. How can I get to that target and make sure I have that muscle memory to get on target? Now, I would do this 2 ways. First off, I would do it from, like, my arms to my side, like you saw me doing this whole time. And that would be good for those times when you're just walking around and you get caught and then you have to react really quick, right? And then I would do it for coming through, or then I would do it coming from the side here, because a lot of the time you're going to be flying when you're doing these quick scopes, okay? Or you're going to be like, you know, climbing, throwing yourself around. And so you need to be able to do it with your arms coming from your side too. So look at that. I'm so much more off than I was like when I was doing the down and up, if you can't realize, right? See that? See how big of a difference that is? Okay, so I'm trying to, again. Okay. So we're trying to develop, for lack of a better term, muscle memory. We're trying to say, I'm trying to tell my body, okay, when my arms are in this position of space, aiming the gun just as this angle, that I'm going to be on the center of the target. Okay. See how far off that was when I come out from the side? Still off. I'm way off. Yeah, I'm way off when I come to the side, at least for now. And so I'm going to keep doing this for a minute. I'm over adjusting to the left. So I can even tell that I'm over adjusting to the left. So I'm going to try, see, that was a little better. Perfect. Perfect. See that? Too much to the left again. Too much to the left. Perfect. See that? So you have to tell yourself, okay, notice your trends. Okay, I'm up to the left a little bit too much versus the center of the target. So next time, I'm going to try a little that way. Okay, too low. Okay, a little higher next time. Too much to the left again. See, I'm noticing I have this nasty little trend here. See, I got to fix that. And that was like beautiful, right? Right on target. All right, so I would recommend doing it both ways. See, that's still off. Beautiful. See that? Like, look at this drill. Like, this drill really helps. I shit you not. So I would say do 5 minutes total and then mix it up. Do like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of like the upwards run, like this one. I wasn't even aiming for that target, but I would do 2 minutes of the coming up one, right? And then I would do 2 minutes of coming from the side. Coming from the side. See that? Now we're getting on target. It's looking better. No. A little low now on the upper targets. Too high. Okay. Too high. Better. See that? So I would do that. Okay. Now, so you got your guessing and, you know, your guess aim, let's call it, down. Okay, now what do you gotta do? Well, clearly you gotta fire. Okay, and this is actually kind of tough for the valve index. Okay, so for the valve index, if I fire, look what happened there. Where the fuck did the bullet go? I don't even fucking know. Like, if I fire too fast on the valve index, it doesn't go anywhere near it. It thinks you're no scoping, and it goes random. Okay. So what I have to do on the valve index, I have to slow myself down. So I tell myself, okay, slow down. When I do the scope, I have to take a little slower before I press the trigger, okay? See how beautiful that was. Now, when I'm taking my time, I have to mentally tell myself, wait, be patient, and fire. See, if I'm not patient, it goes all the way up there. Patience, okay? Patience. Okay, on the fire. So we got the fire part down, okay? First off, I would practice on getting the fire. I wouldn't worry so much whether you're hitting your target too much yet. I would just try and get the timing of the fire. Like, I wouldn't worry if you're getting not like bullseyes, but if you're standing about here, have your gun aimed, and I would literally just practice doing that. And I would literally try to do it too fast and too slow. So I'm going to do it too fast again. My bullet went all the way over there, right? Now I'm going to do it a little slower, and I hit my target, right? So practice with the speeds, okay? So this is step 2. Step 1 is you're getting your guess aim down. Now step 2, you're trying to get your fire down. Your timing on when to pull the trigger, okay? And it's going to be a little different for Quest 2, right, than it is for Valve Index. But for Valve Index, if you are using Valve Index, slow it down, okay? Because I've heard a lot of people, including my friend Sumachi, say, you know, on the Valve Index, if you shoot too fast, it goes everywhere. It thinks it's a no-scope. And he's so right, because, see that? So you have to intentionally slow it down. Because on the Valve Index, I'm running 144 frames per second, so I see things faster than the game registers it, okay? So just tell myself, okay, slow down, okay? Like, for me, on the Valve Index at least, and it's going to be different from the Quest 2, I know it is I don't even wait for this screen, right? Like, I'm not looking for this screen. Like, I don't even see that, okay? And it doesn't, like, when I fire, the timing for me when I fire, and let's see if I can get a visual cue, is when all the black around my, like, you know, like it's about to zoom in. Like, you see the black go whoop, and it's trying to zoom in. Like, when I can see the black around this edge of my screen, well, that was even too fast. When I see the black going about, like, in the, like, right here, then I know that's a safe point to fire for a good, like, for a quick scope that'll actually hit the target there. See that? So once I see the black here, and I know you can't see it because I see 144 frames per second. You do not see 144 frames per second when you watch this video. You probably only see like 72. But like, I'm waiting for the black to come here. Valve Index, mind you. But for me, like I was saying, once the black gets here, that's when I know it's safe to get a registered bullet. Okay, and I just learned that right now. Okay, the timing of the registered shot really matters, okay? And so you have to get that down, okay? So first off, we got how to aim it, right? How to aim it. Number 2, we got how to get the timing of the fire to make sure you're not getting a no-scope and to make sure the bullet's hitting the target, right? So we got the timing of the fire. All right, we got, so you are, in theory, now you're actually hitting your target with a single quick scope, all right? Now, the hard part, and this is the part I learned just a couple days ago, I shit you not, and it made sense to me because when I watched Scanter, who is one of the best in the world, right, at doing this kind of thing, he does this, but the reload is a very much a part of the shot. The reload. What do I mean by that, okay? What I mean by that is, you know, usually when you're shooting the gun, you go, okay, I'm going to fire, and then I'm going to reload, right? But you have to make the reload part of the entire shot movement. What I mean by that. So there's a shot movement. I aim. I aim with both hands. I grab with my left hand to get that. I pull the trigger, and then before I'm even like in this view where I'm back to normal, I make the reload part of the movement. So that's the actual part of the movement. So it's like this whole sequence of movements put together. The first one is aim, grab on the left, fire with the right, and then reload. Do you see that? I'm reloaded already. Did you see how fast that was though? Okay, right? So again, I'll do it again. One last time for demonstration purposes. So what is the quick scope? The quick scope is this. It's this sequence of movements. Aim, grab, fire, reload. Okay? Aim, grab, fire, reload. Do you see that? And why do you need to do this? Because you need to do it again. You need to do. The whole point of the quick scope is to try and get as many shots off before that guy, the enemy, gets behind cover or throws a build. So you want to make sure you can get 2 shots off because you want to try and kill this person or get them close to it. 1 headshot and body shot will do them in. You gotta get off 2 shots. I can't imagine getting 3 shots off on a good player because they're always going to throw up 1 build. But if you're really good at quick scoping, you should be able to get 2 shots off before they throw up build. The sequence again. Aim, grab, fire, reload. Aim, grab, fire, reload. See that? And repeat. And I would practice in doubles at a time because realistically, that's how you're going to fire it. Okay, so we've gone over what it is, the sequence of the movements, like what actual actions you have to do. And then we showed you a drill on how to get your aim going, but now we got to get a drill going on how to actually like hit stuff, right? And so the obvious is to just keep shooting at different targets. All right. You can start close here. I usually go about like yay over here, but you can start here and just practice doing it on the targets here. Now fine point when you're doing this. So let's say you've made it through all this I've said to you so far. Now you can worry about like the fine points, okay? My friend and comp partner, Colin the 5, one of the best players in the world, best player with the AWP. When you're fighting the best players in the world, you don't have time to go, okay, I'm gonna guess, grab, fire, reload. Like, you don't have time for that. No, you have to shoot with your heart. Okay, and this is a serious tip. And we were playing, Colin the 5 and I. Colin the 5 is one of the best players in the world with an RFB. He is the best player in the world with the RFB, but he's also one of the best players in the world, period. He and I were playing with one of our clanmates, and we were getting him into the high level comp. And that person didn't really want to use an op, and we were saying, no, use the op, because you have to, just be confident and practice. But it's really about confidence, and you have to shoot with your heart. Colin the 5 said shoot with your heart. And I get that, but I know that our clanmate didn't get it. So I said, man, he had no idea what you're talking about. So when you shoot with your heart, you have to imagine, and this is like a Call of Duty kind of tip, is if I'm looking dead center at that target, if I got in my screen and like in my lens and got a red marker and put a red dot in the center of like where, like if I put a red dot on my lenses, like I would have to think that, like if I'm firing in the center of the screen, that red dot, I'm firing at that red dot. And this is a Call of Duty or Valorant thing. Some people will literally get a marker and put like a marker for their op or their sniper like on the screen in the center so that you can do like the quick scopes, right? It's an actual like first person shooter thing, but you have to kind of think the same thing. So when I shoot the Socko, for example, and this is how I learned how to do this, and this is what I know he meant by shoot with your heart, is I don't have time to go, okay, all right, my thing's on the target, fire. No. I go, okay, I want to fire at the yellow circle, and boom, I fire at the yellow circle. I didn't even aim. I didn't even register. My mind did not register that the dot was in the center of that target. I just, boom, like that's all I did, right? It's the same thing with the op. Oh, too fast. It's the same thing with the op. Oh, God. Okay, it's the same thing with the op. All right, you have to just go, I want to fire at that target. I fire and I hit that target. I want to fire, I'm staring, and you can't see my eyes, but I'm not blinking. I'm staring at the middle of this target here, pretending there's a red dot on it, okay? And I'm going too fast. And I'm just pretending there's a red dot there, and I'm firing at it. I'm trying to do my best. See that? To get to that center of the screen, all right? And so I'm focused. I'm shooting with my heart. I'm going with my eyes. I'm picking the target. Okay, now I'm picking that target with my eyes. Okay, don't move my head too much because, I know that when I hold my gun right about here, and, I know that it's going to be pretty damn close to the target, right? Because of all that training I do. So I'm going, pick the target, aim with your heart. And that was pretty damn close, right? And so that's what I mean by aim with your heart. So when I'm doing the Socko, for example, I'm going target, fire, target, fire, target, fire, target, fire. There's no aim there. I'm not aiming. Like, I'm not sitting here and going like that, right? Like, it's too fast. Same thing for the op. Choose your target. Aim with your eyes, your heart. Pick the target with your eyes, focus on it, and keep repeating, right? Like, it's hard for me to do it while I'm talking to you and I know I'm being watched, but like, it's so much easier when I'm really focused and I'm focused. Like, I'm like, you can't see my eyes, but like my eyes are like in like stern mode. Like I'm like serious, like looking down at that target. I'm staring down where I want to see. Okay. And I'm firing with my heart. Okay. But I'm not blinking. I'm not fucking blinking. And that's a tip for you. But it gets even more complicated when you have to accommodate shot lead, okay? So for example, if this guy is moving this direction and I'm like, you know, yay far away, I don't go, okay, I'm gonna shoot at the target. Like, I don't say I'm gonna shoot, okay, like, I don't stare at him to shoot. Well, this close I would. Okay, I'm gonna step back. So like this guy, this blue PJ, like if he's that far away, I'm going to have to account for shot lead if he's moving to the side, right? And so I don't look, like when I do that shoot with the heart and pick my target with my eyes, I don't stare at him. No, I'm not looking right here. I'm actually looking a little bit to the left where I have to aim that lead. So I see him moving that way, but I go, okay, I'm picking my shot lead that way. So I'm actually firing kind of like at that target. So I know that when he moves to that way direction, I'm going to hit him. I know that sounds really complicated, but what I'm trying to say is when someone's moving, then where I'm picking my target and aiming with my heart is like ahead of where they are to predict where they will be when the shot gets there, right? So shooting with the heart is not just about staring down that still target. You have to accommodate for the shot lead. So I do it so fast with the Sako when a guy's at distance, like he's moving, like there's like a calculation going in my head. If he's moving yay fast this direction, I go, okay, at this distance, that direction with this wind speed, I need to hit, for a headshot, I need to hit about here. So I'm picking with my vision, boom, and I'm not even aiming. I'm like, boom, I'm not even aiming. And so when you all see me do that, it looks easy, but like yeah, there's like this mental calculation when I'm doing it. It's the same thing with the AWP for the shot lead. You have to base upon the move speed and of the target, who he is. Like if he's a pro, is he going to strafe? Is he going to stand there? You know, and you have to pick and aim with your heart while accounting for the shot lead. And I know that's really advanced, but you know that's just part of how it is, and that's why this is a really advanced video. Okay, just like with the Sako, to practice shooting with the shot lead or shooting with your heart, pick a target. It can, for now, you can just be happy with just hitting the boards, you know, hitting the body, and just take your time. See, I fired too fast. Make sure you got your fundamentals down. And pick different targets and keep doing this. And I would do this for 1 box of ammo a day, okay? And I usually, these days, I've been doing it for 2 boxes. I would do probably just 1 box to keep your shoulders nice and solid, because you probably have to practice other weapons. But when I've only been training this, if you've been watching my stream, I've only been training this for like 4 days, 5 days now, okay? And I'm already busting out like crazy quick scope shots in game. And I'm even doing it in high level comp, okay? I'm like, my AWP game is now like up there where I can even use it in high level comp and do what I need to do with it, okay? No, I'm not pulling out the craziest shots in the world, but I'm hitting the shots I need to make sure we win the fights, right? And so this drill, just continue doing. Pick different targets. Build up confidence. Go for the farther targets. I wonder if I can hit one of those one's all the way out there. Whoa, see that one all the way out there. I was aiming for that. Too fast. Oh, man, that's hard because a little breath on the valve index. Boom! There we go. Right. Another drill, and this is, I kind of merged it together with how, you know, we were learning. But another drill is to try and do the quick scope twice in succession fast, right? Because that's really how you have to do it in game. You're trying to get 2 shots off on the person before he gets behind the build, right? Ideally, the first one of those is a headshot, but I would just worry on getting 2 shots in succession as fast as you can. If you get that much damage on someone before they hit a build, you can charge with any other weapon and you're gonna be legit, right? So this is also a drill. I would practice this one as well. Okay, 2 bullets. Don't worry about the 3rd bullet, just reload the 3rd. Because you'll never get 3 off on a good player, all right? So, boom, 2 right there, all right? So we have 3 drills. We have the guess drill, coming from the side, okay? We have that drill. We have the changing targets drill, shooting with the heart, right? And I would also practice coming from the sides on here too, mixing it up. Because it is different than coming up from the bottom. Okay. And then we have the double tap drill. Okay? So we have those 3 drills. Last drill is while flying. Okay, so you want to bust out those crazy quick scopes while you're flying. Well, you can come up here, fly off, and you should be able to get 2 at least. Again, okay? 2 is just fine there on this drill. Okay, so that's drill number 4. 4 drills. And I haven't been doing this one because I think this one's like only when you get to like a certain level is this one going to be really beneficial. You shouldn't be flying around doing this kind of shots anyways unless you're just trying to show off. But you know, you're going to get shot at the sky with hit scan. So here again, pick your target, shoot with your heart, right? When I focus and I'm not talking, it's a lot easier. Shoot with your heart, right? Find the target and then use your muscle memory to know that you're going to have to aim in a certain way to hit that target, right? So the last drill, and this is one we had in the other video, but you can kind of do the guess just fire for this one, is to throw yourself up and quick scope, right? Like that, right? Really quick. And if you can do that, that's beautiful, because it's pretty hard for people to hit you when you throw yourself up and they're not expecting it. Okay, so we have 5 drills right there. Those 5 drills will be all you need to, like, you know, get to this point. This took me only 4 or 5 days to get this point where I'm now able to use it at high level comp, but there's a caveat to that because my superhuman ability in real life is I'm a really fast learner, and I used to main the AWP a long time ago. Like, this was my main weapon a long time ago. So it's not like, and I'm one of the best Socko players in the world, and Socko is like 5 times harder to shoot than the AWP. So it's probably going to take you a lot longer. First, you have to master the first video so that you're hitting your AWP shots while you're guessing, adjusting, and fire. Guess, adjust, fire. Guess, adjust, fire. Right? That's kind of a quick scope on its own. All right, see that? That's what we learned in the first video, right? And you're going to hit more shots that way and more accurate shots and hopefully more headshots. But if you really want to flash on people, and the best players in the world don't stand there too long for an AWP shot, knowing the quick scope is extremely, extremely important. Hello everyone. All right, so we are on the Quest 2 now, and I'm really excited to say that I do believe the quick scope on the Quest 2 is easier than the Valve Index. This is the Quest 2 standalone here that I'm playing on. I might have bumped it up to 90 frames through experimental features, but I find this is actually easier than the Valve Index, because on the Valve Index you really have to worry about like overlapping the timing on some of the actions, which is what I talked about earlier. But here, for example, it's really hard to get the no register shot where you get a no scope shot that goes randomly, because what you see is a little behind or a lot behind what you see on the Valve Index. So you actually have to shoot, like for me, I felt like I had to shoot earlier before you see anything, right? Almost. And I kind of just know how to faster fire because I do this on the Valve Index, right? But just get a kind of a glimpse of what I'm doing here. As soon as you start seeing black overwhelm your screen from the zoom, like I'm already firing, okay? So you don't have time to obviously look at the dot on the target at all, okay? And what I also found, the second thing, was that the reload was actually easier. I had to overlap the timing on the Valve Index, but here on the Quest 2, I could think of it as a separate movement right here, and I'm starting to get it down. I slowed down. I essentially reload or press the grip button later than I would on the Valve Index. And the reason why is because it's a button versus the Valve Index has a slight delay when you let go and grab it again. And so I think this is actually easier, even the reload. Once you get it down, and you'll see these last few shots, I get it really good here. But go out there and practice. It's not impossible, all right? And thank you for watching. PinkPWNAGE out. And right here is the good string to end.